So it is a sonic blocktus. And Tennessee. And Ochai Agbaji with 7 on the shot clock gives it up. Christian Brown.
They got to get some real play inside. They really need big-time play when you talk about certainly the play of Pons and Fulkerson. Both these clubs 2 weeks ago, when you think about it, 2 weeks ago, they both were in the top 10 in America to do what he'd like to do.
McCormick with low position. Yeah, Jalen Wilson was 0 for 6 on Thursday night, 0 for 3 from behind the arc. Here's Brown from the wing. That's for Kansas. Agbaji. A turnover for the Vols. Garrett comes the other way.
Most situations, and they're hoping to get this rolling. When Springer's been on the floor for them, they've been very successful.
And Springer gets the easy layup.
Boy, his dad was one heck of a player. Gary Springer, recruited by Jimmy Valvano and Pat Kennedy. Jimmy then left Iona and went to, and they win the game, Texas Tech.
And how about Oklahoma without Austin Reeves fights off Alabama? They've now got 3 wins against top 10 teams.
Yeah, Lon Kruger doesn't get enough credit.
Already know teams that are used to being young, used to having one-and-dones, used to playing a lot of freshmen like Duke, like Kentucky. They have really struggled this year.
Tell you one thing that's really had it tough with the coaches.
The first time that a lot of these young guys got a chance to develop any team chemistry was in practice right before the season started. And then you just roll the ball out there and start playing games. That's a big challenge for a young.
That are really elite defensive guys, Garrett and Pons. Rick expects so much more out of Pons and out of Fulkerson. He really has, because he thinks so much of them as players.
Outside of Gonzaga and Baylor, who both look unbeatable, as Baylor
John,
ran away from Auburn.
Auburn's got a young basketball team and lost a lot from last year's club. Suddenly Cooper is a tremendous point guard. There's no doubt about its ability.
Picked at the free throw line, so the free throw shooting is keeping them in this one, down by 12.
Well, the difference has been the three-point shooting in Tennessee versus Kansas. Kansas makes a little more than they do. I know, Bob, I don't know what you think, but I really like Johnson, and I like Springer. I think they add a whole lot to that team. Tell you what, James, another good young player. I didn't see this team against the Gators. I'll tell you right now. This is like night and day watching the way they're playing. Look at him hustling for a loose ball. Rock. He can defend, that's for sure.
Pons had only made 7 threes so far this season before knocking down these 2 in the first half. A 15-point lead for a Tennessee team that is the second toughest team to score against.
Acclimated to when you go through their past, you look at their rosters they've had, teams they've had. I mean, these kids are good players. There's no question. No, I'll tell you right now, there's no Bernies and Ernies on that floor right now for either team.
They eventually became teammates with the Knicks. Agbaji steps back. Does not get the roll.
I think he's thinking too much on the shot right now. You know, you miss so many in a row, and you start thinking, because he's a much better shooter than what we're seeing here. He's been the one consistent offensive. You know what? The one thing he does really well for you young kids, if you see Pons get the ball, he gets in a triple threat position.
Shot clock under 10. Deflected ball ends up with Springer again. Gives it up to Keon Johnson. A 3-point play for Marcus Garrett. And Kansas needs more of that, and they need some stops. They have allowed Tennessee to shoot 56%.
I mean, Johnson moving around the ball, a little simple cut, wide open. That means there's no focus.
And that layup cuts it to 14.
They got to do a job defensively. They got to really start.
A scramble for the loose ball. Agbaji plays it.
Go down throughout the years. Great teams. Think about that great Kentucky team when they got beat by Wisconsin. I think they were like 38-0 at the time. great guard play. They had the Harris choice going with it to the NCAA to make your decision about your scenario, which is 5 in the level 1 charges they're with, or you could go to the. So that's where they're at right now. We just got to sit back and see what they decide. And when they do it, the only
doing that because they know they're caught red-handed. Kansas has not given 1 inch. I mean, Bill Self has been.
When he's there in schools, we got schools out there, guys are still coaching, who are on tape, talking about buying players, literally talking of these decisions.
Point landed. Oh, by the way, they are 15 of 16. And
they've done well here today. They've shared the ball, they passed it really well, and they're cutting without the ball. A lot of motion in their offense. Using the screens well, good spacing. All the things you teach, all the things. Look at that triple threat position. Again, I can't emphasize that